Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this course. So it's been a while since the last video, but we press on until we can actually see something useful or usable from this project. Anyway, so I have logged into the project and gone to the admin area. So I'm in the admin dashboard. Now I want to go to my courses so we can finish this part. The thing that's remaining is on the curriculum tab here. And what we are remaining with doing is adding actual video to this section here. So what I'll do is go back to my my code here. Now the thing is, I've gone to the admin controller here. So controllers admin, that's where I am. And the thing is, let's go down to where the other, let me go back here a second. So you see we have this column here, lecture name, then lecture description, and then a video file. So since we already have these two things working and they are saved in the same column, in the same row, sorry, in the database. So if we go to the database and Udemy DB, courses lectures, you will see that we do have a column for the file name here, which is the video file. So title, description, and file. So all you need to do is replicate the code for how we grab the title and the description and just add that to the file. So it can't be that hard now, can it? Now the difference between the browse button here and these other inputs is that wait a second here. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit different. Now the difference is that these two guys here have an actual input, and this one is not really an actual input. So the thing is, once we load this, you can clearly see the old data in here. So there's like 4 in here. That's the old data. So if I click submit, it's as good as submitting new data because it will just grab from this input. Now the difference with a video or file browser thingy here is that this does not load the data once more. Once I reload this, I don't actually reload the data inside a thing here. So what we're going to do for now is we're going to add an input here that represents the video file so that we can replicate this kind of system, right? So let me try and do that right now. So I'm going to go to the views section here. That's a views folder. In the admin section, there's courses view. So in here, let's go to our JavaScript. I want to look at the part that creates a lecture, the lecture UI here, which is right here. So my div in HTML. This is what creates this section here. One of these sections here, and there should be a video file thingy there. So as you can see with this, there's the obj.value. Why is it called value anyway? No idea. Then there's object description. That's okay. So I just want to duplicate the description here and instead add file like so that we have one of these. We're going to hide it eventually once we are done with everything. So I'm just going to change that to the name to be file object.name lecture, and then lecture input count, curriculum, blah blah blah, everything necessary here. So we don't need a placeholder here, but I'll add it there anyway. I'll just say video file. Now object.file is not a thing. Let's see here. Or if it's undefined, we should figure out how to sort that problem out. So I'm going to duplicate this So we're simply just looking for a description wherever it is, then we make a version for file instead. So I'm just going to do that, so that if it does not exist, we just put an emptiness. So let's go somewhere else where we find a description, any references of description here at all. And I think this is okay. Alrighty then. So let's go to the admin section here, the controller. Since we have that now, if I do refresh the page, I should see an extra input here that says video file. So if we have a video in this part, we're going to see the link to that video right there. Also, it would be a good idea to actually play the video over here, put it in a preview so that you can check to see what video you are dealing with. So what I'll do here is just about, let me see here. There's video file input, but then what I can do is just add a video tag like so, and then I can do controls so that we can see the controls here. And then we need a source tag. Let's close that. Yeah, and I think there's a type for source here, which I'm not sure anymore, but we can do video/mp4 like that. And then the source itself, I don't know if this is an opening and closing or it's self-closing, I don't remember. In here the source will be kind of like this. We'll just grab that and put it here. Okay, okie dokie. Now for this to play, to play really, we need to add root to this. So let's see, do we have root anywhere? Maybe I forgot. Let's go to the top of the JavaScript. That's what I'm trying to get to. Where is this? I don't know. I may have used root somewhere, but it doesn't matter. So since lecture is self-contained, let me just undo so it gets me back to where I was editing. There we go. So what I want to do here is just say, let me duplicate that, and here I'm just going to say lecture, which is this object right here that I'm in. So say lecture dot root, and then here I will add a space, no, actually a slash like so. So after the root, then slash, then object file like so. Okay, now in order for me to see exactly what's in here over there, I'm just going to grab the root here and put it there as well as the part of the value. But we will remove this eventually because we don't need that root when saving. Now let me try. Oh, by the way, this will create an error, so I have to add it to the object. So let's go up here and see. So to add an item to the object, you just give it a name, root. In this case, open and close, let's put a comma there. Let's put some PHP tags and get root from PHP and put it there. So make sure you have your quotation marks here. That's important because it's a string. Okay, so let's try this out. I'm going to refresh. Of course, we have some issues here, so let's see what issues are there. If we inspect the element, let's go to the console. It says a literal string contains an escaped line break. Okay. If I click here, maybe I could see where that error is, but unfortunately, no. So that's going to be hard to take. But the problem we know is right here, of course. So let me try and use double quotes instead, like that. Let's try this again. Okay, nothing. But why does root? Oh, sorry, my bad. I think root in here is a constant, so it should be like this, I think. Ah, there we go. So it finally worked. So root is a constant, and this is the path that we have for the current video over here. So no video with supported format type found here. Now, if you want, you can put a function that says get video. That way, instead of showing this, you can just say no video found or something like that. Let's try to search for some images on Google. No video placeholder image. Let's try that. Right. So there's no image available. These are just placeholders that we can add to show that there is no video of some kind. No video found. So it's up to you which one of these video placeholder you can choose which one to use. I kind of like this one. Let me click on that. This kind of looks good. So let me save that image. Save image as, where I'm saving these images over there. Great. Then of course I can go and copy it. It's right there. I'll copy that. And let me take this to, let's go to our public folder here. Inside assets, there's images and there's no image there. So let me right click, open folder, and right where there's this loader and no image, let's paste here and let me rename this to no video. So just say no underscore video.jpg. Okay. It's quite large, actually, dimensions 1600 by 800. Anyway, the point is you can add any image that you want, but if you can edit it, reduce its resolution, there's no need. Oh, actually, the file size is quite small, but you can reduce the resolution to whatever you want. Okay, so now with that in mind, what I can do is, let's see here. Okay, so when there's no video file, for example, if file is not found, then we will add the other thing instead, the other video instead. So what we're going to do is, when reading from here, what add new? Wait a minute. I want to find where it says lecture.add new, and then where we are giving this object. That's where I want to find. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to say lecture.add new. Okay, so there we go. So we have that lecture.add new, and there's an ID here. Okay, there's an object over here, which is good. This one is an empty object, so this is not the one we're looking for. I want the object that's coming from the database. So here we are creating this object from here, and then there's value data I. So where is this data coming from is the question. Load inputs comes from here. Okay, so now I just want to check for load inputs. This is inside the okay, so it's right there. It comes from right there under result, load inputs. Lecture.load input. Wait a second. I want to see what object I'm in. Okay, so it's true, it's lecture. That's fine. And the result. You know, my mouse is, the ball on the mouse is terrible, so I can't scroll very well, but I'll try. Anyway, so lecture.load inputs, and then there's result. So load inputs gets in here. The result is data. Okay. So handle result. Where is handle result coming from? This should come from the submit part. So let me search for it. Lecture.handle result. Let me remove that regular expression check. Okay, so lecture.handle result doesn't seem to be a thing, which is weird. Shouldn't it be a thing? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it should be a thing. So handle result. Okay, so I think it's being called from the other side. Wait, handle result, curriculum.handle result. Okay, so it's being called from, not from this file. So the file that is calling this from is, let's see, admin, I think. The admin header, footer. Where is the admin view? Okay, so what happens when you don't do your projects in a while? This is where we end up. Curriculum, I think that's where it is. Let's check there. Yeah, add new. No, apparently not. Where is this coming from? Admin header, admin footer. Maybe I added the, nope, not there. I guess it should be here in courses. Oh, this is the curriculum object right there. Okay, so what's going on here? Load inputs, result. Okay, let me work with what I have. What I would do instead, what I wanted to do is try to find the function that is called before receiving this data. So I want to know where the data is coming from. Obviously, the data is coming from the PHP side. So instead, we can just investigate the admin section here. And when loading the data, so let's look at all these functions. There's courses, of course. And inside there's add, delete, there's edit. And none of those are what I'm looking for. Let me look for the read one. Categories. What about the Ajax? Okay, let's go to, let's edit. Rows, that's fine. Profile, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Slider images, no. Okay, back to the top. So this is a problem. I have forgotten some of the things here because it's been a while. But bear with me a moment. Let me go through here. Okay, so we are on the edit section, so it should happen in here. But views path. There we go. I'm looking for the part, okay, get meta. This is the one here, I think. That's the one. And we get our metadata and then we send it back. Okay, this is great. So it's up to here. And then we loop through these course lecture. Yeah, actually, this is the point right here. So raw lectures. And then we add that to it. Great, great. Okay, so what I want to do is manipulate this data so that if a video does not exist, then we can do something with that data. So first of all, I want to check to see if this is the part that we are actually getting. So there's a row for lectures right there that, let's see, lectures. Raw lectures right there. I'm not sure what kind of data is in here, but what I want to do is, so since it's got an S, this is probably several lectures in here. So I'm going to do a loop through these. So I'll say for each, like that, row lectures. Now, the reason we're doing this in PHP is it's harder to check if a file exists from JavaScript, but it's easy to do it from PHP. So what I want to do is, just so you understand a little bit better, what I'm trying to do is, instead of it bringing an empty video content thingy like this in there, I wanted to bring the image that says no image or no or file not found or something in the video. If the file isn't there, then it should display that instead, the image. So I want to do it from here, the check itself, to see if the file exists or not. So this one is this is the row that comes from there. So I can call it row, but I'm skeptical because I may have used the row. So I'll just say a row like that, or maybe B row, just to be sure. I don't know. You can use any letter there, really. So I want to use that to check if a file exists. So I'm just going to say if file exists, like this, whoops, zero file, like that, if it exists. Actually, we should only care if it does not exist. So if not exist, that file, then I want to add to this one here. Actually, let me add this last, like so. Okay, so after we add new information, then we add it to the final thing. Okay, so row lectures, this is what I want to manipulate before I add it here. So I'm going to say row lectures and the current key. Now you have to be careful with key here because there's also key there and key there. So let me just use Z key as well, just like Z row, to make sure I don't mix things up, just in case I had used it earlier in the. That's why I guess I changed this to A keys, because key is already taken by another loop. So when you're within a loop and you're creating another loop, you have to be careful about these variables like key and row that come with the loop here, because when you're looping inside a loop, you can end up replacing some of these values. So here there's Z key, row key, and I'm grabbing that with that, and then saying a file is equal to. So for now, I just want to add something. So I'll just put the text something like so. So if this works, I should see the word something here once I reload. And it doesn't seem to be there. Okay, so I guess that isn't working. Okay, but what I want to see is the data here that comes, load input. So I'll do a console.log here. I can do that. So I'll do console.log and then look at the data that came in, just to see what's going on there. Where is the data I've added? Where is that going? So I'll inspect the element, go to the console, and then refresh. Okay, so apparently it doesn't look like we reached that point at all. Load inputs, courses view, why not? Why not? Okay, let me move that. I want to see where this is curriculum. This is, I want to see here. Right about here, yes. Section, add new, OBJ. So where is add new coming from? It's coming from the load input, which is right here. Add new there. So things should work here. Interesting that I can't see anything. Anyway, let me go to where I know it actually reaches, which is right here. Let's do a console.log of the object. Let me save that. Let's refresh. This is very interesting. Now I'm not getting anything at all. This is weird. Okay, let me just put an alert here. I just want to know if the code actually gets to that point. So it doesn't seem to get there. So let's go to curriculum instead. So sorry about this runaround sometimes. It's because I have literally forgotten some of the parts of this code. So that's why comments are very important when you're doing these things. If this is your own project, that way you can remember. So okay, we do get to that point. That's great. I like that. And there's a part where we are supposed to lecture.load inputs right there. Okay, so that's where this is coming from, and there's object.data right there. So I just want to say console.log right there, object.data. I want to see what information I'm getting from the other side. Okay, so finally some arrays here. That's great. I'll click in there to see what's going on. What's the first array here? And file is equal to something. So this is actually working quite right, actually. Description, lecture 1, description, lex 1. Okay, so things are indeed working as planned. This file something. So why isn't it showing here? Interesting. So let me close that. So it means what I've done here actually works. So what I should do, if the file does not exist, I should instead load the actually I shouldn't even put this if file exists. I should just make a function. Let's do that real quickly. So I'm gonna get two functions here. There should be one that says get image, right? This one right here. So let's make one for video. I'm going to duplicate that. It says get video. And then there's a file name there. If file exists, blah, blah, blah. And then here we say no video instead of no image. Simple as that. So here, instead of me checking to see if the file exists at all, I'm just going to override all of them by using the get video function. So that function will check if a video exists or not. If it exists, it will return the same video file that you gave it, but with root attached there so that it can actually play properly. If it does not exist, however, then it will bring back that image instead. Okay. So, which is going to be a bit tricky, but it's fine. We're going to figure it out. So do file like that. Okay, great. So let's see what that brings up here. I'll inspect the element again, go to console. I want to see by refreshing the page. Let me look at those arrays that come back. Move on small. Okay, where are those arrays this time? Oh, that's because I removed them. Sorry, save that. Let's get back. Array. Let me look in there. Okay, so you see here it brings back no video.jpg, which is nice. At least it shows that there's no video at all. Okay, now I want to remove this file thingy that I have put here. altogether. I want to delete it for a second. I just want to see if that file attribute still exists, that I didn't just create it. So I'll click there. Let's see. Okay, so it does exist. It's just empty. But now once I add that, I'm actually making sure that if there's no video, there's an image there instead. That way it's never empty. Okay, great. Let's check out one of these. Good. Okay, so that's great. Now, which means if we go back to courses, let me delete that. Let's go back to lectures here again. Where is that lecture object? I should just do a search. It's faster. Let's do lecture is equal to. Okay, there we go. So I don't need this root anymore. Here I can remove it without a problem, but let me leave it for now. I may need it for something else. But down here, instead of me putting root again, I can just remove the root part here because it comes with it already. So that's fine. So I'm going to, that way I don't have to do this here. I do it from the PHP side. Oh my god, this mouse is painful. All right, so object.file, blah, blah, blah. This is okay. Where else? It seems like the code doesn't reach here. The add new. That's for when we actually add a new file, I guess. Or something, I don't know. Let me look for the other one. Enter lecture title. Right here. I think this is the part add new that actually adds that new part. So what I would do here is just mimic the description. I'll duplicate this. I can't even click on something. Look at that. Okay, let's click file there. Description. No, this one is equal to file. Oh boy. My mouse is painful. Okay, so file there, file. So we're just going through wherever we use description and just adding one extra, which is file. So this is the part that actually adds the sections that have information already, which is these guys. So let me refresh, and there we go. So now you see we have no video.jpg, which is nice. Then if that's the case, we shouldn't show this video thingy. We should show that image instead. So back to courses here, where we can display that. Where is that? I'm looking for the lectures object, which is right at the top. This is the one. Oh, is it? No. Looking for the part where I added that video thingy. The video input. I think I've gone too far. Let me search for the lecture equal to. There it is. And let me go down a little bit, which is right here. All right. So here there's an input for the file. We leave that as it is. And down here we have the video controls thingy. So right about here is where I'm looking. So I want to put an if statement here. So this concatenates to that. So we're going to end it here for a moment. I'm going to do closing bracket and semicolon, and then do this again after this part. So here I will redo this, but this time I'll say plus equals to concatenate. So we had to step out so we can put an if statement here. So I'm going to say if. Now the thing I can check for is if there's no video as part of this object.file. Okay, in the text itself, because when there's no video file, it wasn't found, we will have that no video as part of the text.jpg. So let's just look for that. Oh no. Okay, so if object.file dot How do we dot match? I think let's use that. So if it matches, what do we want to match here? Let's use a regular expression, and that's no underscore video dot jpg. Now, since this could be a regular expression, let's escape this the dot there so it doesn't become an issue. So if this matches, if that's there, then it means the image was not found. Otherwise, the video, sorry, otherwise this is what we should display. Oh, let me move that. Great, let me move those guys in there, tab like so. Nice. Otherwise, where is this? Let's put that there. The ball just keeps on scrolling by itself. Okay, so I'll paste this. Oh, it's so painful. I just had to laugh. My div.innerHTML is equal to, so here we are saying plus equals because we are concatenating like that. And then in here, we can put this multi-line thingy. And let's put a div instead. Could be a div, could be just an image. img, like so. And then source. And so for the source, let's do this. obj.file, which is the no image thingy. And then let's close that. Like so. Then we can add some styles, of course. And give it a width, maybe 200 pixels, a height, maybe 100 pixels, something like that. So we'll see how that looks. And then if things are okay, let's show the video instead. So I'll put that there and close it here, like so. Okay, great. So let me refresh and let's see what happens. So in this case, this is what we got. No video with supported format. No, this is not. So I guess the match didn't work this here. Or maybe, let me remove that. Let's just match the no video part like so. So that doesn't seem to work either. It should work though, because as you can see, there's no video.jpg in there. So what's going on then? Object.file dot match. Let's see. Match uses a regular regex, so maybe. Okay, let's use the includes. Maybe that works as well. Doesn't seem like it's working at all. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is do an alert here. I'm just gonna say alert. When it gets to that part, I want to see what the result of that is. It's no. Okay, which means it didn't find it. Actually, it should be false instead of no. So object.file.match. You see, I'm used to oh wait, I'm used to PHP. So these are the consequences of combining languages. So object.file.match. Actually, no, that was correct how I added it. Maybe not the slashes like so. Maybe I should just match for no video like so. Let me try that. Okay, great. So that indeed did work. Cool. So it's the slashes that are not needed in JavaScript. So I can do .jpg maybe, possibly. Let's try that. Okay, so that works. As you can see here, it says no video found, but it should be down here, not where it is. So instead, I shall put the break tag over here to make sure that these go to the next line, like so. Let's see that. Still going over there for some reason. I think the best thing to do, I think here there is, let's put a div. There's some flex box going on. So let me open div and close div. Okay, that actually worked. That's great. So no video here to show that there's an empty video. So maybe the width and the height are not enough. Let's put 300 and 200 over there. Or maybe instead, let's add a border. Say solid thin CCC, something like that, so that we have some kind of a border. Let's refresh. There it is. The aspect ratio is all weird, so let me just remove the height and concentrate on the width. That way it can self-regulate the height. Okay, that's better. Great. But these things have moved to the bottom there, which is not what I wanted. I guess it's the flexbox all messed up. I should have followed these guys here. So maybe what I ought to do is move the... Wait, all this... Wait a second. Okay, there's a closing div over there, which is nice. Interesting here. So there's this input. Let me see the styles on these inputs. Okay, so I think that's what I should do. Just grab this class here and add it there to this div that I put here, like so. Okay, let's try that. Still pushed the other stuff away. So let me remove the width as well here. Or maybe let's just say 100%. Maybe that would be too big. Let's try 50%. Yep, still not doing what I want. I want these back here. For some reason, they've run away. So this is a styling problem, of course. Delete. Oh, I see why. So these guys are sharing the available space. So this one is 9. Let's try 8, for example. Okay, we will redesign this as we go. That's okay. No worries. So that way we can put these guys back here where they belong. Now the thing is, but it's okay. We can use them as they are because we can move these up and down, click and drag, delete here like that, they still work, so that's fine. Okay, so now we need to hide this because the user doesn't need to see this, but for now while we are debugging, we'll leave it on. And then when we click on browse here, we're supposed to see the video load over here, either that. Actually, maybe we don't need to do that since we can just see it here as the title. Then once we save, we need to see the actual video down here. So what I'll do though is I'll grab this class that I put here and put it there as well, like so, so that both are the same when they are loaded. Okay, for now this is fine. Let's continue in the next video where we process an actual video here when we save.